Hey, it's W5HRO. Just have a quick video update. I got the 9KC filter for this receiver. I don't know if you can hear this or not. Let me turn the audio up a little bit. There's 3 KCs, 6 KCs, and then 9 KCs. I'm on sideband because you can hear it better on SSB when you go between the filters. There's 9 KCs, 6 KCs, and 3 KCs. So I have all 3 of the filters I need now. What I realized too is that you have to put them in this direction. You can't go the other way. You can't put the 3 KCs there, the 6 KCs there, or the other one, the 9 KCs there. You've got to do it this way. So it's narrow from A, wider, and then wider to C. That's how it works. I was surprised because I put them in the other way and it didn't work, and I got to looking in the manual and said, well, the 3 KC filter needs to be in the B. But if that's the only one you have, that's where you put it. But if you're going to have like all 3 of them filled, you got to go from the narrowest to wider this direction. So that's the way it works. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. But the other thing I wanted to show you was I did find my fabric for the speaker. Look at this. Look at this. It's basically this almost the same color. It just looks like a cleaned up version of it. It looks like it's the almost identical fabric. Look at this. It's for KLM speakers, some vintage speakers. And look, that's actually the right shade that I wanted. It's just going to make this look like if it was clean. And I thought, well, you know what, if this thing was on a metal plate behind here when I take it off, because there's screws behind these 2 plates. Once you pop these things off, you have 2 screws that pull this thing off, I believe. Because I searched around online and I figured out that's how it comes off, I think. I thought if this thing had been on metal, I think this is on some kind of wood backing. There's a metal wire thing behind this, which is why you can't push it in. And then it's on like a wood, it's like glued or tacked onto a wooden thing, I think. I don't think it's metal, it could be, but if it was on metal, you know what you could do? Because this fabric's not really in bad shape. You could just take the thing and soak it in the sink in some warm water, or, put OxyClean. You know what OxyClean is? You get some of the powder stuff in the powder form like you use in the laundry. Just, put it in the water, warm water, fill the sink up, swish it around, and just let the thing soak in OxyClean. It'd probably make it look clean just like this one, but I don't think that's a metal backing behind this, but I'll find out. I think that wire thing is on top, it's on top of a wooden frame. So I'll find out when I go to take this thing apart. Otherwise, I would just do that. I would just soak it in OxyClean, and it would make it look like brand new again, because it really doesn't have any damage. It's just dirty. You can tell it's dirtier in the middle than it is on the edges, but OxyClean would probably make it look just like this. But I don't think that's going to be possible. So when I get the speaker all refabricated, I'll do another video, but the videos on this thing is almost done. One thing I noticed, sometimes when I go to 15 meters or the 11 meter position, it wants to cut out and I kind of have to click it back and forth a couple times. I don't know if it's because the contacts on the rotary switch are dirty, or maybe the crystals on that are plugged in the very back underneath on this thing. Maybe that I need to clean the leads of the crystals. It's one of the 2. It's probably the rotary switch. So next time I take it apart, I'll do that too. But so far, this thing's been working great. I'm amazed at how stable this thing is, like for SSB operation. Of course, it's never going to sound as good as my 590 does on sideband. There's just no way. That thing is like super clean. It can't compare to a modern solid-state receiver on sideband, because you're always going to have that little bit of overdrive in the product detector tube on SSB, and strong signals are always going to sound a little bit overdriven, and that's just the way. It's an old tube receiver. That is what it is. That's the way they are. And this thing's already had all the mods where they have the AF gain going into it in half. They put a 5 picofarad in series instead of a 10 picofarad down to the grid of that tube. And I thought, well, maybe if you reduce it down maybe to 4, it might work a little better. I could try that and see what happens. But someday I may actually play with that. But I just wanted to show you that I've got all 3 of the filters in here now. I got the hi-fi filter. 3, 6, and 9. So that's all I have. This is W5HRO 73s.